Hi guys, Colesy, and today we're going to be looking at this new thing that I bought, which is the StreamCam from Logitech. This was on a crazy sale on Amazon. I did tweet about it because I thought this is genuinely a really good deal. I think it was like £60. I think it was 55% off of what it should have been. With my last video on a Logitech camera being on the BRIO 4K StreamCam, something like that, the BRIO 4K anyway, having been honestly disappointed with that camera, I figured we'd give Logitech another chance and would take a look at the StreamCam, which from what I've heard is a much better camera. It doesn't do 4K, but it does do 1080 at 60, which is perfectly good enough for many people's needs anyway. So yeah, this is what we're going to take a look at today. I'm going to do very similar to what I did last time with the BRIO video, where I'm going to compare it against my camera that I'm using, and also we will dig out one of the Logitech C920s, which has been the kind of the staple of webcams for a long time. Compare them and see how they go, and we're gonna test out a few things. Now the StreamCam does specifically talk about being good in low light. Obviously I'm in an office which I have lit well, but we'll be turning off the lights and stuff and seeing how that goes. I've also got the curtains I can close and we can see how it does in real darkness, or pretty close to pitch black darkness. Now this compares itself against the C922. The C922 is the sort of upgrade to the C920, which, like I said, for a long time was the standard. C922 will only do 1080 at 30 FPS, but it'll do 720p at 60 FPS, whereas this StreamCam will do both of those 60 FPS. It also has smart autofocus, intelligent focus thing, so we'll be looking at how good that is. Like I said, USB-C. It can do vertical video, so until we actually get out of the box, I'm not sure. But from looking at it on the box, it seems like you are able to rotate it, so you can do vertical videos if you want. If you want to film TikToks and stuff like that, that are more of a vertical format than your standard wide format, I guess. Apparently it can easily be changed to do that, so that's interesting. It might be handy for some people. It has a 2-axis mount. I'm not entirely sure what that means. And the microphone can do stereo or mono, but we'll try the microphone. But generally microphones on webcams are not amazing. 55% off seems like a good deal, but we'll see if it actually turns out to be a good deal, if the camera is any good. Oh, hello, camera's right here. Say hello, camera. It's not a removable cable, as I've just figured out. I don't know whether you can see. The cable's not removable, that's a shame. I do like a removable USB-C cable, because obviously, in case for whatever reason your cable gets messed up or broken or gnawed on by a guinea pig, you can replace it. But that doesn't seem to be the case with this. What is there? There's a 3-month premium license to XSplit. No, I don't use XSplit, so we're not going to need that. What's this mount for? If you look at the mount on the back of this, like the way the clip, that looks identical to this clip, does it not? I think it does. So does that mean I can effectively I can have this mounted somewhere, and then if I wanted, you can just, yeah, you can literally just pop the camera out, and I could be like, oh, hang on, I need to move it to my secondary mounting space, and then you pop it in there. That's pretty good. I mean, that makes it easier to mount onto a tripod. I guess this doesn't actually have a tripod mount on it. Normally, they just have the little mounting hole on the bottom here. A lot of webcams I've noticed have that. This one doesn't seem to have that. It just has a separate clip you can put it in. I guess that works just the same. It's just a different way of doing it. Let's peel off the film. There we go. And now we've got our camera. So, like I said, yeah, I'm going to plug this in. I'm going to grab a C920 to compare to, and I'm going to mount them on my monitor just below where my camera is, so they're roughly looking at the same view, and I'm going to plug them in, and we will compare some video qualities, and we'll compare audio quality, and we'll do low light tests and stuff in just a second. I have to set that up, but for you it will be instantaneous. I have set up all the cameras are set up. We have 3 cameras on. We have my main camera, we have the Logitech StreamCam that we're looking at, and we have the C920, right? So we have all 3 cameras. Now, they're all loaded in OBS. I've put the names in the top corners just to help me when I'm editing, and so that you guys can tell which camera it is. You don't have to remember which one looked like what. One thing that I should mention that I did notice when I was setting up the Logitech StreamCam, it said on the box it was a USB-C, and for some reason, because I imagined it to be kind of like the BRIO was, where it was a USB-C that plugged into the back of the camera, but it obviously isn't, because we discussed how it was it's a built-in cable. It's USB-C on the other end. So you have to have a USB-C port on your PC, or you're going to have to buy a small USB-C to USB-A adapter to plug it into your PC if you don't have a USB-C port. Now, that doesn't come in the box, which I think would have been nice because not everyone has a USB-C port on their PC. I know, you know, more modern PCs do have that, and it is more of a common thing now, but it hasn't been. And so if you're running a slightly older PC, just bear that in mind. You're gonna have to buy a little adapter probably. This is initially how all of the cameras look. Obviously my camera looks, you know, nice. I like the way the camera looks. That's why I use it. The StreamCam, I'm going to be honest, looks really good. I think it does a good job of, it's a very wide angle, wider than my camera is set to at the minute. I mean, obviously I can dial that in with a lens. You don't really have that with the webcam style of camera. Obviously you can digitally zoom it and stuff when you set up your OBS, but this is, I've just left them as standard, so it's a nice wide field of view. I quite like it. It looks good. The color reproduction looks pretty good. The fact that the purple light behind me, it is sort of a purple color, looks purple on the StreamCam is good, because comparing that to the C920, for some reason it looks blue. I think we went through this on the Brio video. It looks blue. It's not blue. It is a purple light, but on the C920 it comes across blue. Obviously I couldn't get the cameras exactly set up in the exact same situation as the camera is. The camera cannot be moved. It is on like a tripod, so I can't move that, but I can try and get the webcams to sort of match the same angle. The Logitech StreamCam is a lot easier to do that with because, yeah, the mount is 2-axis. Now, I figured out what that means. It can tilt up and down just like the C920 can. If I want to tilt it up and down, I can do that. The Logitech StreamCam, you can rotate it slightly, which is good because I've had to rotate it slightly to try and get it more closer to my camera view. Whereas with the Logitech C920, you can see there's a lot of this door being shown. And obviously that's going to sort of affect the light and how it auto balances the light and stuff, but I can't get it any better because it sits on top of the monitor and it looks like I can't get this out. It's just, this is the angle, whereas I managed to get the StreamCam to be a bit of a better angle. I think they look pretty good. I think the StreamCam looks good. I mean, the C920 is not a bad looking camera. It's just its color reproduction is not ideal, and it is 30 FPS. So it's slowly getting outdated, I would say, and you are looking more at something like a StreamCam now if you're not going to go whole hog and buy a camera. I have also added some filter to both the StreamCam and the C920. There is a slight bit of color correction on my camera, so I've added what I think looks equivalent and what I would have them set as to these two cameras. So if I turn these on, got a little bit of color correction, so we'll turn that on. Just brings the color up a little bit more. That was the StreamCam, and we'll do the same for the C920. We'll turn that color correction on. There we go. Right, in my opinion, this is what I would have them set as. Obviously it's down to you, and if you want to apply a LUT and do, you know, things like that look a lot more professional and take a lot more time and dialing in, go for it. I would highly recommend it. I've just done this really quickly, but I think it has improved the StreamCam and the C920. Again, still, C920, the wall looks blue, and it is not blue, it is purple, but the StreamCam has done a better job of basically reproducing what I think the colours look like in real life and what they look like on my camera. Let's do a little autofocus challenge. I have an orange. Let's just... Yeah, that's all right. All right, and then back to my face. And then orange, and then back to my face. I do like that, actually. It's really good. You don't have to worry about it. Like, if I want to do this with my camera, I'm going to have to change the focus because it's set to only focus on my face. So it doesn't really want to focus on the orange. You can see that. Whereas with the StreamCam, I can just do this, and it's focused on the orange. Right, let's try the C920 because I don't know how this is going to go because I can't remember how good the focus is on this. So, we're focusing on my face. C920, there's an orange. Okay, it did it. And back to my face. And orange. And back to my face. Autofocus wise, they were actually both kind of comparable. They were both pretty good at that. No complaints here. Next thing to try is, let's try some low light. Let's close these curtains and see what everything looks like, and then we'll talk about turning lights off and stuff like that. If you do see some sort of weird glitching, I don't know whether it's going to be picked up in the recording, but every now and again I swear I see a flicker out of the corner of my eye. I don't know what that is. It's not happening very often, so I don't think it's a massive problem, but we'll see. This is weird. So it seems, for some reason, obviously my camera has adjusted itself to the light. The C920 has somewhat, but it's got that blue filter all over it. It looks blue. The StreamCam has made me look like a ghost, and I'm actually glowing. I've got two Elgato key lights, and they're normally like, that's what I have on. So it's almost like you actually want to turn them off to get the best, like, picture. It's very odd. Obviously, I've set up my studio with my camera in mind, so my camera is always going to look best in this lighting. The C920 looks very blue, and the StreamCam is really blown out. Well, we could dial down the exposure, could we not? I'm playing around with the settings now. There we go. Okay, right. So we've had to change the exposure because for some reason the exposure wants to make us look like a ghost. But if we just dial it back, that's actually pretty good. In terms of the C920, should we do the same? Let's be fair here. And let's try and do the same with the C920. I mean, the closest we get is this one. I'd say this looks better. Again, the blueness of the C920 is so weird to me because it's just the wrong color. It's almost like you want to sort of color shift everything. And I'm sure with some correction you can get that right. Just out of the box, it involves a little bit more finagling. In terms of the StreamCam, it looks great now that I've turned that and set that. So if if you have your room or your setup or whatever and you know what it's going to be like, you can dial that in and it'll look great. Same way that I've done with the camera. I think the camera looks really good, but that's because I've dialed the camera in to the way the room is set up, or the other way around. I've kind of set up the room around the camera setup. Whatever. I think it looks really good. Let's try, I'm just going to try turning off both of my lights. Right? I have, like I said, two key lights. I'm going to turn them both off and just see what happens. And then we'll go from there and make changes that we need to make. So, click of a button, they're going to be off. Right, okay. So, as you can see, it actually looks weirdly, the C920 looks my favorite right now because it looks really cool and like bluey and stuff. The StreamCam, the background looks really nice, but you can't really see me on either the C920 or the StreamCam. They have both gone very dark, but I have changed their auto exposures. So, we shall turn them back on the auto exposure. We'll just see what we're doing. Right, we'll start with the C920. Camera control, exposure auto. Okay. Wow. Okay, weirdly, the C920 now has figured out that the background is purple. That's weird. That's weird. Okay, well, I mean, it looks all right. It's, again, still 30 FPS and stuff, but it looks okay. Right, now let's do the StreamCam. Camera control, exposure. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That looks all right. I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, I'd be happy with that. I'd be happy running, like, no lights. I mean, obviously I can dim the lights and stuff, but running no lights, that looks really good. The color reproduction's really good. It looks very similar to the way the camera looks. It's better than the C920. The C920 is not bad, but it's definitely better than that. That's very impressive. I'm genuinely impressed by that. See, this is the difference. This is what I mean. Like, when I did the video on the Logitech Brio 4K, I was expecting good things. That's a very expensive, well, not very, that's a much more expensive camera than I paid for this Logitech StreamCam. I paid like £60 for this. I think the Logitech Brio 4K is like 120 right now. So pretty much you could buy two of these for the price of a Brio. But the Brio, super unimpressive. The 4K was really blurry. This looks great. 1080-60. This is perfect. Like, no one's streaming in 4K. I don't feel like you need the 4K video of the Brio. And even if you did need it, that's not the camera to go to because it doesn't look good enough. If I turn on the lights again, it's going to be really... Whoa! I've blown out! The C920, because it's left on auto, has fixed itself, but because the StreamCam's not, I'm just going to have to put that back on auto for a second because otherwise it looks very weird. Exposure-wise, it seems to be better to set it manually than on auto because that seems to work better, but there we go. Now, as I've said, webcam audio generally not amazing, so let's not expect too much from it. And we'll just see what we hear. So I'm going to start off by recording my mic, and I'm going to say a sentence, and then I will repeat that sentence, recording different on the StreamCam and both the C920. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Now let's do the C920 microphone. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. One more. We're going to do the StreamCam. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Okay, having listened to all of those back, obviously the original microphone is going to be the better of all three of those because that's its purpose, but it has nothing to do with my camera. That's a completely different setup. However, as expected, the C920, it's well known for having a terrible microphone. It has a terrible microphone. It picks up a lot of background noise. It sounds very bad. It's very loud. It's very peaky. It's broken. StreamCam, however, that actually sounds pretty good. Like, I'd be okay with that on a video call. That's not that bad sounding. It seems to cut out more background noise than the C920 did. It's not a bad sounding microphone. Obviously, if you're making content, if you're doing streaming, ideally, yes, you would like to have an actual microphone that sounds good. It's an important part of your setup, and I would recommend getting a proper microphone for that. But in a pinch, StreamCam is actually pretty good microphone standard, so I think that's pretty good. So that's pretty much everything. The only other thing that I haven't really mentioned is the fact that you can like turn the Logitech, you can turn the StreamCam if you wanted and do a vertical video. I guess I'll do that. It shouldn't be too difficult. Oh, that's weird. That's really odd. Does it know? Because that's changed aspect ratio. That's like actually changed the size of the camera. Hello. Okay, I'm glad we checked that out because I was not expecting that. That's actually really good because I was thinking about using this camera. I don't know why I'm talking to you vertical. I was thinking about using this camera for VR videos because I thought, oh, it'd be really good for filming VR because I can switch it, you know, round to vertical view. And I really like that. That actually looks really good because it's, you know, it gets like the full length of me standing there. Right, I'm just going to put you back on the monitor there. That's the review. I'm actually very impressed with that. If you can get it for a good deal, I think even, I mean, full price, it's expensive, but it is a good camera. Don't get me wrong. Let me see, as of recording this video, is it still on offer? That's an important thing. Amazon. I'd like to try it myself with a adapter. How much is an adapter? You can pick up an adapter for like £5. That's not expensive. So I'd like to try it with that, make sure that everything still works the same. I don't see why it wouldn't. As of recording this video, the camera is still 55% off. It is still £62, 49p on Amazon. It should be 139, still on offer. I highly recommend it. It's a really, really good camera. It's only that price in white. I got the white version because the black version is only 35% off. But in reality, are you really that bothered about the color of your camera? Maybe you are, but I would recommend just go for the cheaper one because they're both going to work exactly the same. Hope you found this video useful. Hope this video has been like useful information for you and it's going to help you make a decision. I think this is a really cool camera and I'm actually very impressed with kind of all aspects of it. Its color reproduction is really good. It's 60 FPS, so it's nice and smooth. The wide angle's nice. The audio is surprisingly good. The fact that you can turn it from vertical to horizontal, and for some reason it actually knows the difference and it figures it out. It must have some sort of, I guess, gyro thing in there to know that it's turned the other way, and then it really elongates the video. Not entirely sure about that, but I think it's useful. I mean, depending on what you want to record. Yeah, I'm just very impressed with it. I'm actually very impressed with this Logitech camera, whereas the BUDDAH I was very unimpressed. So Logitech, you've kind of earned yourself some points back there. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope that this has been useful to you. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you did. Let me know if you're going to get yourself one of these cameras, what you think to it, and what camera you're currently using. I'd be really interested to know that in the comments. So, thank you guys, and I will see you next time.